Welcome to Lifestyle with Dr. Moby. I'm Dr. Moby, and today we have great guests with us, Aviva from Toronto. How are you doing, Aviva?
I'm great. How are you? Thank you for
Good.
having me on your show.
Thank you for coming to our show. And I was actually checking out your website, and it is amazing things you do. And let's give idea for audience. So
Thank you.
yeah, looks like you are author of Becoming the Total Package.
hmm
Amazing book.
I
Personal
hear
development.
it's an interesting book.
Yep. I'm gonna show that in a little bit here.
Mhm.
Actually, if we scroll up, we can see the cover of the book. Here it is, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we can. Yes, you are right. Look at you. Look so good on that. So
Thank
amazing.
you.
I mean, whoever took that shot is excellent. Is really into.
That was the last shot we did in the photo shoot. That was the last one.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
that is a
Got
total package. I must say that is.
it.
I will talk a little bit more on
Are
that.
you flirting with me?
Yes, we are flirting with you. We are
That's
flirting
cute.
with you with the lifestyle coach. We are flirting on air.
That's so cute.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your journey.
Oh my goodness. Well, um, how far back would you like me to go?
Well, about your journey for lifestyle, about your journey for being, just educating so many people and transformation.
Well, let's see. I at a very young age, I experienced certain things that, maybe some kids did not experience. I grew up with one parent. The other parent was on the other side of the world.
Mhm.
I had my own um, limiting beliefs and assumptions growing up as a kid, and found myself, going through a particular journey in my life and learned a lot from it.
Mhm.
I've always been an individual that saw the best in people, and
Mhm.
if I see something that I can help them with, I would want to share it with them because I know it would be like so much better or so much very inspiring for them or what have you.
Mhm.
So I ended up, branding my business. I've always been in the beauty business. I used to have my own hair salon. I That was part of something that I was just explaining. I love to create. So I came from a background of beauty and fitness as well. I was a personal shopper. So, I would work with people that wanted to improve how they look and feel about themselves.
Mhm.
That's what I did.
Mhm.
And then the matchmaking, it just kind of happened in 2011.
Mhm.
Um, I was one of those people. I'd start a business, and if anything happened, or if um, I would keep continue to try different things, and I just ended up adding all these extra things to what I do. So I'm like a one-stop shop, transformational life coach, with fitness and mindset and attracting what you really want and
Mhm.
looking your best and dressing well, right? I mean, it's a good feeling to be able to do this with people.
Well, I see that. And also, I see that you practice also pretty much what you preach. So
Yes.
it means that you keep yourself healthy and you actually follow your own principles. So to me, that is the key. So,
hmm
for any success, even me being doctor, if I tell patients and if I don't follow lifestyle myself, then it really gives very wrong message to viewers and listeners because they might think, oh, it's like he can say things but he never practiced himself.
Correct.
So tell me a little bit about that's a great transformation from you were doing basically more of uh, saloon, and then you transition to lifestyle. That's a big, in my opinion, a big jump. So,
Mm-hmm.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
so tell me a little bit about what motivated you.
What motivated me? Oh, the smile I saw on people's face. That's what motivated me.
Okay.
And it made I love the fact that I can make a difference, and I don't know, it's just always who I've been, I
Mhm,
always try to look at the cup half full. So that's my way of thinking and my way of dealing with
mhm,
things, no matter how difficult they may be.
mhm,
And everything I've been through quite a bit. There's nothing like having real life experience when you're a coach to be able to understand people and where they come from and what they actually felt. So, you can't walk in someone's shoes if you haven't experienced that, right?
mhm,
So, because I understand people so well and what they're dealing with,
mhm,
I'm able to show them a quicker way out
mhm, mhm,
to the right decisions, or the right place in their life.
mhm.
So yeah, I love it. It's rewarding. So
Okay.
seeing them happy made me happy.
But to me, in this or any profession, to reach that level, people need to trust you, kind of develop certain level of trust, and what
Absolutely.
to say. So how do you achieve that?
Well, I'm honest with them. I'm honest with them about everything, even if it's something they may not like to hear, appreciate hearing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not so direct where I'm abrupt. It really all depends on the tone and the choice of words and the delivery that you have with people. But I'm honest with them. I'm not here to dupe anyone, and I know how they feel. And they need to have somebody they can feel safe with, that's going to look out for them, whether it's finding or pre-qualifying the right partner for life, or
Mhm,
to go on a date with, or whether it's something to do with uh, themselves, as they self reflect in their personal life.
mhm.
I just try to save them time and pain as much as I can. And
So
I'm
so
very transparent, so maybe that's why.
and
Sometimes I
that's what.
even say things people don't expect someone to say as well.
And also, I think people see honesty too. You're right. If you're
Mhm.
honest and you're straightforward, people can sense that.
Yes,
And
correct.
then you'll see some might not like it initially, or but later on they'll come to you.
Hmm.
They'll realize that you are the real thing. You're a real deal. Okay.
Yeah.
So also tell me, there are a lot of things that actually you do which actually needed by right now.
Hmm.
So number one is about COVID. So tell me about how it's affecting relationships.
Oh my goodness. It's definitely challenging them to either, um, finish what needs to be finished, or uh, start something that feels, right. But there's definitely a lot of breakups going on right now, for sure. Because people are affected, people's balance is taken away from them.
Mhm,
Everything we enjoy on a daily basis is, at our arm's reach. Like, we have to go find it, or maybe we cannot access it. So it's really tough to balance this pandemic. It's emotional for people. It affects you on a subconscious level. It's very, very difficult. So it's either you know whatever was brewing before that is really coming to a head, and relationships will
mhm,
end, and they are. Or someone realizes that, what, something like this kind of gives them a reality check, and they say, what, I want to be open. I really want to meet someone, and life is short. Like, you don't know what you're going to be hit with, and you know what, I want to be with somebody that wants to share the same space with me till death to us part. You know what I mean?
mhm,
And so definitely a lot of both. Uh, but hard on people for sure. Very hard on people. They they need to find little ways of being good to themselves and doing the things that make them happy, that they enjoy. Whether it's creating an agenda of having movie nights once a week specifically where you don't have to take any calls or talk to anybody and you can just relax without anything. And whether that's going for a walk with a friend, you have to put these things in motion, these little agendas for your week to counter everything that we're dealing with right now.
Mhm. Mm. A lot of people, I tell them, it's like a stress test we do, in the cardiology office. You have seen stress test. So we
Mm-hmm.
put, so it's like a stress test. This situation, it's testing our nerves, it's testing our strengths, and it's testing our friendship and love for each other. So
Correct.
if there was a problem and if there was that bond was not strong enough, then it's gonna unfortunately break with stress,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Correct. Yes.
And if it was meant to be stronger, actually, I mean, if it was on right footing, it's gonna actually strengthen further. So whatever rust was building up between a little bit is gonna go away.
Yes, correct. It's like when COVID, first started.
Hmm.
Um, I remember them saying on the news that, we have to accept the fact that we're just going to have to live with this.
Hmm.
And then once you decide that, for however long it's going to be, we're going to have to live with this. So, how can I make this time um, easier? How can I make this time go by without me feeling like things are coming apart? What am I going to have to counterbalance that with? Ideally, what should, and that's what you need to do to sustain it.
Society. Okay, so tell me a little bit also about some of your book. You say total package.
Hmm.
Tell me, what does total package mean to you?
Well, everybody always says she's the total package or he's the total package, when they're speaking about someone that they're maybe really excited about
Oh, okay, yeah.
and they're getting to know someone, you know. Um, initially you would think the total being a total package is superficial how you look,
Mm,
but it goes a lot deeper than that. Being a total package is someone that knows what the right decisions are, um, knows how to behave, or carry themselves
mm,
a certain way. Someone that has patience and understanding. These type of characteristics, they come to us. It's either we're raised by them or we have learned them. We've become this person based on our experiences. So that's really really important to acknowledge that. So um, that the total package is someone that just knows what the right things are.
okay, but you know that for different people, it's a different
Different
definition.
things. Correct. Everybody has their own um, value system, and all of that. But it's a person that knows how to handle things well with integrity. It's dealing with people and having integrity around your actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's not necessarily all superficial in how you look, not at all. It's
Mm.
the kind of person you are as well.
But yeah, both matter, and
Mhm.
the important thing is also. I think I haven't seen the details of the book, but if you can educate me, also do you talk also about, I'm sure, about lifestyle.
Yes. So the book is basically 8 or 9 chapters about a recipe that you could choose for yourself
Hmm.
and completely change every aspect of your life.
Hmm.
So, we talk about what the world really is out here, like what is really going on. And I'm not talking about COVID. There's so many different people out here that we're always dealing with, whether in business or relationships or romantic relationships.
Hmm.
And every single person comes from their own let's say, little box. You know, your environment, how you grew up, it was been different than mine. Somebody else's environment, how they grew up, is probably very different than theirs. You know, so people have different expectations and different assumptions and all kinds of different things as to how they are, how they think.
Mhm.
So, you know, and we have to figure all this out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
So you meet somebody, I mean, they have their own ways, they have their own ideas, and, you know, it's got to be respected, but we have to figure everybody out.
That's true.
Right? So, um, you know, it shows you that that's what it's all about, relationships and certain choices. So the book takes you through that whole recipe. We talk about fitness, we talk about diet, we talk about your environment, how it's supposed to support you in what you're doing. So if you decide you want to lose 30 pounds and look better and feel better, okay, feel sexier, feel more handsome, what have
Mm.
you, then, you know, you have to lose that weight to do that, right?
Yeah.
So, and so it's you have to make those choices for yourself. Do you choose to succeed or not succeed?
That's true. That's true. But one thing which I have found, and I actually try to discuss with my guests too, a couple of things. There is society has actually drifted towards, in my opinion, a little bit wrong on that. So they are measuring things in terms of. So let's say they will forgive if men are overweight and then they are looking differently. They never comment on that, but on the other hand they tend to comment a lot if it was female. So
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion, in medical opinion, men should be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So but society norm let them go beyond that. So uh, so in my opinion that is wrong. So they should actually hold men same way and say you should need to lose weight.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So
I tend to say that actually once in a while we have this conversation. And you know, I ask people ultimately what would they like for themselves. And I said, you have a wish list with me. If I can grant you all your wishes, what would that be? You can have whatever it is that you want. Let's put it down right now. And that list, you know, all these things are included in the list, and you just start executing them. So your environment has to support what you're doing. If you're going to go and lose those 20, 30 pounds, for example, right?
Mhm.
When you come home, you know, you need to make sure that you have to create your environment in such a way to support what you're doing. So you want brightness around you. You probably want some great pictures of yourself when you know, didn't have the weight on. You have
Yeah.
to empty your cupboards and make sure that you're not tempted with all kinds of things.
Mhm.
You know, you have to have also select your friends so that they can support what you do and maybe get in on some of that action, you know, as teamwork. So your environment has to support you, you know, and then you start changing little bit at a time in different areas of your life and making all the right decisions around integrity and logic. That's what I always say.
Yeah, yeah, and that is true. The environment. So also tell us, Aviva, what motivates you? How do you get your positive energy?
What motivates me
Hmm.
in what? In my business?
In every day. So when you wake up, so what motivates you looking forward? Like what you do, and you really say, "Oh, that gets me going. Let's keep going."
Well, I like being busy. I love what I do.
Mm-hmm.
My own fitness keeps me going for sure. Yeah, my own fitness. I'm training, you know, I've been kind of busy. So it's been 3 days a week or 4 days a week or maybe 5 days a week with a little bit each day. But, you know, that's really important for me. That motivates me. Music motivates me.
Wow.
You know, sunshine motivates me. Good people around me, you know, that also want to succeed motivates me, and ultimately my clients results motivate me. Like I'm challenged by it. I like it. It's I like to fix things. I, I like to make things better. I like to create things. That's just who I've always been. So
Mhm.
and this is the area of work where I try to always perfect it.
Mhm. I think you spoke very nicely about I want to ask you a couple of out of that. So tell me about a lot of my clients. I encourage them to go out and do the sunlight, especially with working from home now. People
Hmm.
are sitting, including myself, on chair for hours and hours, and time flies by, and we don't realize that we didn't actually move more than 500 steps a day. So that is bad, and assuming we were going out and into the sunlight and so forth. So the sunlight part is kind of
It's
disappearing.
important. It's vitamin D. It's sunlight is very important. It's what makes everything lighter here. It just for me it's very very important. Or the water. I moved by the lake in Toronto, Canada, um, specifically so I can be closer to the water, especially now that you can't get on a flight and go to a beautiful beach somewhere. I'm a beach bum. I love the sun. I've always been a sun baby and a water baby. So very important for people to get outside and get some air and shake it off. It's very easy to let one day roll into another and another and another. And you have to be conscious of this and say, okay, we have to do this on a regular basis, and create a strategy and a lifestyle around this until it's going to go away. And for me, it's things like buying a really beautiful scent for my home because when I walk in, it's nice. Uh, Candles for the home, the same thing. I like beautiful ambiance and that relaxes, and I listen to some great music, and I'll call some friends and talk to some friends and have some laughs. Um, I'll call my brother on Zoom, and we have a glass of wine. It's you have to create that social aspect in whichever way that you can. In fact, I'm actually trying to pitch media right now because I want to talk about the things that you can do for Christmas coming up with your family, so how you can prepare to actually be together and in some ways. So I'm hoping to do that, which is, and be happy to share this.
Sure.
You can have a family meeting on Zoom and discuss, brainstorm about possibilities of how you can do it. You can uh, you can get tested and have results in 3 days. So everybody goes and gets tested, 3 days. Nobody, goes crazy with any kind of circles out there and keeps to themselves at home. And then everybody can be together.
Hmm. Yeah, no, that is true. Well, with 6 feet apart, it doesn't, or I mean, a little bit more, it doesn't mean that you can check on your loved ones, you can't call them. At least, I think, even calling means a lot. To me, if somebody calls and say, I just calling to check on and see how you're doing, maybe a 1 minute call or text, to me is the connection, Uh,
Hmm.
if we don't,
Correct.
yeah, even if we don't shake hands, even if we don't meet physically, at least we know somebody cares,
Hmm.
right?
Correct. Correct. Absolutely. But there's things you can do and plan if you start now,
Hmm.
and that you will be able to make happen. Absolutely.
And also tell me, a lot of my clients, I tell them that sunlight beside vitamin D, actually it affects a lot of our emotions, and also it affects our sleep. So
Hmm.
there's a reason the sky is blue, and then there's a reason all the beautiful colors are there. But your brain actually reads them, and I said, look at the animals and birds. They are up early. They are eating and having great time, and they go to bed on time. They are not on medications, and they are not not that
Yes.
there's
Yes.
nobody on
Definitely not.
Ambien. So I said, but the reason is because they follow the nature, they follow the sun and moon so well. And we humans, we are, we think we are above them, which is probably true, but in other ways we are below them because we just ruin everything and also not follow. We think that we remain indoor, and that really, in my opinion, creating whole set of new disease, depression,
Yes.
mood disorders,
A lot of depression.
a lot of depression, and not to mention vitamin D and sleep problems, because brain cannot sense if it's day and night. and there are hormones which will be secreted during day, and then there are during evening and night and with your sleep. So everything is all about rhythms. But every cell has a rhythm, believe or not, but every cell has a rhythm. Every single cell has a rhythm, and how it synchronizes with the master clock which is in the brain, it is amazing. Okay,
Mhm.
in my opinion,
Interesting.
it's very simple because everything is in rhythm. It's very easy to piece together things in rhythm rather than haphazard things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so if we also go out and if we communicate with nature and if we seek that positive energy, we also become part of that rhythm. So that's very simple.
Correct. It's a
So
nice way of putting it. Yes.
yeah, so there is nothing magical about. They say human body is very complicated. That's true, but it's based on very simple principles. And if you
Mm-hmm.
look at COVID, it destroys the basic principles. So if which is hygiene, cleaning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it just uses that, and look what devastation it has created.
Mm-hmm.
And stress, of course.
Correct. Correct.
So those are the very simple things. I mean, that COVID virus is a small virus made up of few proteins, but it can really ruin the big human body because it just takes control of the basics. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why it's very important. We need to keep our basics clear here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's been a pleasure knowing you. And tell me any final thoughts you have for my audience.
Oh, keep your head up and create. How you want to feel. Create it. Do all the things. Put those things into place so that when you walk in the door at home, or that you're really happy where you are and you don't have to leave for a long time, and make sure you connect with those people and have those conversations. It's really, really important.
Okay, great. I see that you definitely have very nice artistic sense
Thank
around you.
you.
Do you do a lot of feng shui or?
I don't even know if my house is feng shui, but I like to design. I
Yeah.
like to create.
I can sense the positive. There's a green, and then there's a beautiful. It's very pretty.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming to our show. It's been a pleasure, and we'll be very happy to read your book. Is it on Amazon?
It is actually. It
Okay.
is.
So
Yeah.
please check
Great
her book.
meeting you.
Yeah, check her book out, and her website is actually avivareimer.com, right?
Correct.
And then I checked her website, and I'll put it back for audience once more. And so this is a great picture. Again, I say, and again she will smile that he's again correct. Okay, well, you take
All
care.
right. Thank you very much.
Take care. Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.